In this recap video, we will be looking at Alice Guo ipa-aresto na, child abuse ng Makabayan Block, Erice Comelec kasuhan, at marami pang iba. Comes over me, this is a word Joseph and welcome to the news worthy recap weekly edition number 60. We have tons to cover since last week, so skip to the tasks provided if it piques your interest. Keep Katana, please select summation. Here are some Patreon's commentary for your convenience. Alice Guo pina-aresto na. Now, I'm breaking my silence regarding this chicanery and inquisition sa mayor ng Bamban Tarlac of a short-haired chinita with glasses descent, Mayor Alice Guo, na nasa news for the past few months. I'm actually not sure if it's past few months, pero we'll go with that. Isa ko talaga sana itong talakayan, itong nangyayari sa parang xenophobic inquisition ni na Senator Risa Ontiveros and Senator Win Gatchalian. I mean, at least noong una, kasi walang masyadong ebidensyang nakakalap, and so I figured na ayaw kong dagdagan pa yung mga nagpa-pile onto her kasi it's still unwarranted at ayaw kong dumagdag pa sa mga kumakalaban sa kanya. It's just the fact na hindi ko type na, you know, like, chase the news just because it's popular, just because it's evergreen, just because marami akong makukuha. And of course, if ginawa ko to, I'll just add some memes and stuff para, you know, to gain more followers and all of that stuff without actually having the full picture para mag-report para sa inyo. It's just weird. And you know, ganoon talaga yung aking pananaw, even with the alleged Chinese sleeper students sa Cagayan. I mean, you can check those videos in NITW recap number 48 or the Tuguegarao Chinese sleeper students kasi I don't want to promote more xenophobic thoughts in our political discourse, and it's just tacky to ride onto the coattails of those na discriminatean, or at least na-discriminate na because of the faults and the lapses in judgments ng Chinese Communist Party sa People's Republic of China. I have made a severe lapse of judgment and I'm here to apologize. Now, let's do it all from the start. Also, nakuha ko yung chronological summary sa GMA News kasi hindi ko masyado natutukan and neither tinutukan yung mga nangyari patungkol dito. It's just that I didn't want to because I think it's a lazy, this shirt is so fucking tight in the upper body area. It's just that I feel so bad. I will feel bad if for some reason nangyari ito, or at least that I am one of those that would pile on to her. It's just weird. Now, nang malamang mayroong Philippine Offshore Gaming Operator o POGO Hub sa likod ng Municipal Hall ng Bamban Tarlac, nagkaroon ng maraming ugong-ugong patungkol sa questionableng deniability ng mga opisyales ng munisipalidad ng Bamban. It's just the fact na, you know, kala ko ba bawal, or at least sinabi ni Tarlac Governor Yap na meron ng resolution na nagbabawal sa mga POGO hubs para mag-operate sa buong probinsya as early as January 2021, which led to many questioning bakit hindi alam, or at least hindi ipinasara ng lokal na opisyales ng Bamban yung POGO hub na quite literally is nasa kanilang backyard. And of course, the one person at the center of the discourse is Mayor Alice Guo. Because again, nasa likod lang ng municipal hall nila. So, what gives, right? Nalaman ni na Senator Sherwin Gatchalian na si Bamban Mayor Alice Guo raw ang nag-apply para sa license to operate ng Hongsheng Gaming Technology Incorporated. Okay, that's racist. Now, nang na-raid ang POGO Hub sa likod ng municipal hall ng Bamban, meron daw itong link sa mga illegal activities tulad ng human trafficking at illegal detention ng mga employees. I mean, standard POGO illegal operations or POGO under the hood illegal operations, because we've seen that plenty of times, and I didn't even want to kind of pile onto the millions, or not millions, dozens of cases of POGO hubs being raided because, you know, ulit-ulit na lang and wala naman akong may add doon. It's just crypto scams, love scams, fucking human trafficking, illegal detention, again, and a lot of stuff. Gambling too. So, it's weird. Pero, nalaman rin na sa isa sa mga sasakyan na nakita sa loob ng Zunguan Technology ay nakarehistro under Mayor Guo. Which begs the question, anong koneksyon ni Mayor Alice Guo sa Zhongyuan Technology Incorporated at Hongxing Gaming Technology Incorporated. Who knows? Now, pilit na dinenay ni Mayor Alice Guo yung kanyang koneksyon sa Zhongyuan at mga alegasyon na tinulungan niya yung kumpanya in these criminal activities under her watch. Now, around May, during the Pogo Inquisition sa isang Senate committee or panel investigation, kinwestiyon ni Senator Risa Ontiveros yung tunay na pagkakakilanlan ni Mayor Alice Guo, alleging na baka siya isang Chinese citizen dahil walang dokumentasyon na siya nga ay isang tunay na Pilipino, or at the very least, questionable yung mga evidences or documentations that proves that she is indeed a Filipino person. Sinabi ni Senri na lumabas lang ang kanyang pangalan noong tumakbo si Guo noong 2022, saying she has no hospital record of birth nor a school record sa Pilipinas, which will kind of bite her in the ass, but that's beside the point. Now, sinabi niyang lumaki raw siya sa farm at siya'y hinomeschool ng kanyang teacher, Ruby Lit.
Baby pa po ako noon. Lumaki po ako, may nakikita po ako mga kasama po naging partner po ng tatay ko po. At lumaki po ako sa farm. Isa na rin po yung na-mention ko po nung nakaraan po na Senate hearing, si Teacher Ruby Lin po, nakasama ko rin po siya.
Although no evidence has ever been dug out proving her case sa Senado, which led to more investigation regarding the real Alice Guo. It was also then found out na nag-register lang of live birth si Mayor Alice Guo noong siya'y 17 years old, to which she said na siya'y anak sa labas ng kanyang ama at ng kanilang kasambahay.
Sino ba siya? Saan siya nanggaling? Wala ka bang kaibigan? Wala ka bang kalaro? Wala ka bang best friend?
Lumaki po ako sa farm, Ma'am Karen. Lumaki po ako na tinago po ako. Lumaki po ako sa farm. Pagtungtong ko po ng 14 years, kundi po 12 or 14 years old, nalaman ko po na ang nanay ko po ay dating kasambahay ng tatay ko. Doon po ako nag-umpisa.
Which led to more ridicule, lalo na sa ating mga netizens, because that's how this goes. Yun na, yung kinalakihan namin, ayun yung kinalakihan namin, yun yung staple, yung cliche sa mga telenovela sa GMA or ABS-CBN. Basta drama, ayon ang cliche na mangyayari from the get-go. It's either that or inampon sila, tapos nagkahiwalay. Twin sila, tapos inampon yung isa, tapos nagkahiwalay sila. Basta yung mga ganon. And that's also one of the reasons why I did not want to make a video piling onto Alice Guo. Because if that's the case, then the integrity or the journalistic integrity that I will have would be compromised. Because all I would want to do is have zingers or jokes para lang masabi ko na I am in the zeitgeist. And, subscribe to me. Follow my links in socials. For Joseph will be linked down below. Which I clearly do not want. Of course, I want you to subscribe, follow my links in socials, and for Joseph, the link down below. Pero I do not want you to be fanatic or kind of do that only because I made fun or I was funny when I said something slanderous about Mayor Alice Guo, or something na in hindsight is myopic in nature. That's just me. No, wait, tapos na yan. Now, nalink rin siya sa mga malalalang criminal enterprise tulad na lang ng largest money laundering case in Singapore. Nakasama niya bilang incorporator ng Baofu na nasa likod ng Bamban Municipal Hall. Now, it is also worth pointing out that Bamban, or at least that the Bamban people stand, or at least many of those, or at least the vocal minority or majority or whatever you want to call it, shows support or stands behind their mayor Alice Guo amidst inquisition against her by the Senate, and particularly the showy Senator Risa Ontiveros and Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, because they're the one leading the investigation around these Philippine offshore gaming operators in the Philippines. Now, nalaman rin na walang birth record sa PSA yung kanyang mga alleged na magulang based on her sworn statement with Angelito Guo and Amelia Leal na nag-register sa then 17-year-old Alice Guo probabilistically did not exist ayon sa PSA. Ayon din raw sa SALN na idineklara noong June 30, 2022, meron raw siyang assets worth around 429 million pesos. Ngunit nung inamyendahan yung kanyang SALN the day after July 1, 2022, naging 286 million na lang ito. Which, mind you, is still, napakataas pa rin yan for a mayor of a small municipality in the province from a girl who just registered sa PSA when she was 17 with links to criminal activities. And then again, hindi siya kilala or wala siyang trabaho that we know of bago siya maging mayor ng Bamban. Nakita naman ni Senator Sherwin Gatchalian saying na Alice Guo might be Guo Huaping that emigrated from China back in 2003 when she was just 13 years old. Bumwelto naman ang kampo ni Alice Guo na maraming Chinese raw ang may pangalang Guo Huaping, ngunit nakita na yung electricity bill ng Pogo Hub na nasa likod ng Bamban and it was linked to criminal activities at nakapangalan pa kay Mayor. Now, sinabi ni President Marcos na kahit may picture silang dalawa ni Alice Guo, hindi niya raw ito kilala dahil kilala niya raw lahat ng politiko sa Tarlac at walang may nakakakilala sa kanya. Pinatalsik rin siya sa NPC o Nationalist People's Coalition, basically a party whose members include dating Senate President Tito Soto, mga kuhuwang ko, Win Gatchalian, Lauren Legarda, J.V. Ejercito at Senate President Cheese Escudero. Mukha ring may picture din si Mayor Alice Leal Guo at dating Presidente Rodrigo Duterte base sa isang picture sa loob ng bahay ng dating Presidente. Which kind of boggles your mind kasi it's a personal artist. She was in his home taking pictures with him. Now, what is she or what does she have to do with the former president again and again? That's what that's what the questions are being asked upon. Now, meron ring natagpuan si Senator Rizal Ontiveros patungkol sa allegedly totoong Alice Leal Guo with the same birthday as Mayor Guo, ngunit ibang tao ang nasa picture from NBI. Now, simula noon, hindi na umattend si Mayor Alice Guo sa mga hearings sa Senado, even with the issuance of a subpoena, suspension, at mga laban, or sa mga kaso laban kay Alice Guo. Now, nalaman din ng NBI na magkapareho ang mga fingerprints ng nakita ni Senator Sherwin Gatchalian sa pasaporte ni Guo Huaping at ni Mayor Alice Guo, basically confirming na she emigrated from China to the Philippines noong 2003 when she was just 13, refuting yung birthday niyang 1986, which would have made her 17 noong 2003, kung kailan siya ni-register sa PSA. Now, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian also found out na allegedly, ka-schoolmate niya pa raw si Guo Huaping or Alice Guo from grade 1 to 3 sa Grace Christian High School from 2000 to 2003. Now, ang problema dyan is if it is true na nag-emigrate si Guo Huaping and Guo Huaping is Alice Guo noong 2003, bakit may school record siya from 2000 to 2003? Akala ko pa, that's what the mind-blowing thing is. Because is it just because that she went back before 2003 and then came back to 2003 to continue her education? Probabilistically, we don't know. No, marami rin nagsasabi, at least meron daw siyang kaklase na nagsabi na hirap daw siya, nagtatagalog siya, pero hirap daw siya magsalita ng Tagalog. Sa ngayon ay marami pa rin katanungang hindi pa nagsasagot. Sino nga ba si Mayor Alice Guo? Sino yung tunay na Alice Leal Guo na nakikita natin sa NBI? Sino si Guo Huaping? Ang farm siya lumaki. And most importantly, nasaan si Teacher Ruby Lim? Dahil sa hindi pagsuport ni Mayor Alice Leal Guo sa mga hearing ng Senado, siya ngayon ipinaaresto na where she will be detained in a neatly decorated detention house in the Senate. Now, in her Facebook post, of which Ms. Rizal Ontiveros actually criticized kasi the fact of the matter is that sinabi niya, post siya ng post sa Facebook pero hindi siya umattend sa Senate hearing, which is the reason why she was subpoenaed and probably even going to be arrested. Now, in her Facebook post, she posted some FAQs or FAQs or frequently asked questions kung saan kanyang pinaninindigan na siya ay tunay na Pilipino at mahal niya ang bansang Pilipinas. Now, time will tell on when we can be sure of what actually happened. Alam kong matagal kong inisnub itong news story na ito, but I did not want to fan the flames nung wala pang konkretong ebidensya laban kay Mayor Alice Guo. And even today, marami pa rin butas na kailangan punan. But better never than late. Better late than never, ika nga. Now, again, I don't want to pile on to her, conspiracy theories regarding the xenophobic conspiracy theory that Alice Guo is a Chinese sleeper agent. or a Chinese spy or a Chinese agent, hell-bent with pogos and all that stuff, a Chinese syndicate, something. I don't want to pile onto that, but some stuff actually points towards that direction of thinking. Now, I do not want to say so myself. The fact of the matter is that we will be looking towards that for the majority of this year because, just like Kiboloy, she is nowhere to be found. She can't be found anywhere else. Whatever. And before that, you should subscribe to the channel for my links and socials on the board. Joseph, that would be linked down below. Good? Okay. Okay. Here are some more page views for your convenience. Miyembro ng Makabayan Bloc, hinatulan na. Hinatulang guilty ang mga miyembro ng Makabayan Bloc na sina ACT Teachers Representative Franz Castro, former Bayan Muna Representative Satur Ocampo, kasamang 11 pang individual na hinatulan ng Tagum City Regional Trial Court ng child abuse patungkol sa insidente from 2018 involving ang mga lumad indigenous people students sa Mindanao at sinentensyahan ng 4 to 6 years na pagkakabilanggo. Now, this is not final because they can still appeal and appeal. Now, ang insidenteng tinutukoy rito ay patungkol sa pagpapasara ng isang paaralang lumad sa isang barangay matapos paalisin ng militar ang mga guro at estudyante na pinaalis. Sa lugar, bakit ganun yung script? Now, tuluyang umalis ang mga guro kasama ang 14 na lumad na estudyante noong 6:30 p.m. Lulan ang sasakyan at van ni Castro at Ocampo patungo sa kabilang sitio matapos maglakad sa dilim ng 3 oras. Now, na-intercept nila after the indigenous lumad students are actually, walking for almost 3 hours in the dark.
Ma'am, bakit mo umaga pa kami hindi nag-coordinate sa PNP, ma'am? Nag-ano po kami, nag-usapin pa po yan, pero ang nire-resolve po natin dito kung usapin po na
nag-emergency po kasi, ma'am.
Profiling, kailangan talaga yung profiling. Saan po nanggagaling ang pangangailangan ng profiling, madam? Trabaho yun ng PNP. Para saan po? Kasi mga minor ngayon, nasan yung mga magulang nila? Kaya po, ano namang masama? Kami po ang mag-violate.
Nirescue namin yung mga estudyante, hinaran kami at kino-question yung ginawa namin. Kalahati nung 14 na minors ay meron nang nakakuha na ng document ng parental consent.
Okay.
So ito na yung pinag-uusapang iba pa.
Okay.
Nonetheless, inasuhan kami.
Now, the funny thing here is, hindi naman sila ang nagpaalis sa mga bata sa kanilang paaralan at tinulungan pa nga nila ang mga ito na makapunta sa bilang bayan sa Tagum City. Militar ang nagpaalis sa kanila. So, which goes to show you na, bakit sila kinasuhan, di ba? They just helped the indigenous students to be to a different sitio. So why are they the ones being charged with child abuse? The tribal leaders are the one, or at least the tribal leaders and the one who ordered their removal sa kanilang paaralan. The military should be the one responsible sa kanilang pag-alis. Alam rin nilang pinaalis or aalis sila. Why then did they not offer assistance or even escorted itong mga batang lumad sa kanilang paroroonan, since ayun naman ang naging dahilan ng korte para sa conviction. So, sinabi ng korte na violate nila yung RA 7610 na nagpoprotekta sa mga bata ng pag-aabuso, pero the statement said particularly by keeping them in their company and transporting them on foot in the evening for 3 hours in a dark and unsecured road without assistance and presence of law enforcement, government agencies, or even a written consent of the minors, or it's the minors' parents, exposing them to hazard. Now, who exposed them to hazard? Sure, we could give it to the teachers that did put them in danger by guiding them and helping them walk through that dark, unsecured path without law enforcement's assistance. Pero who were the ones that should them away? That, Franz Castro and Satur Ocampo's van did was just to help them and, put them in their van and all that stuff. Pero bakit sila? Bakit sila yung kakasuhan mo ng child abuse? They weren't the one that, escorted the Lumad students in the dark. Meron silang van, which is in-intercept lang nila sila. But sure, you can say that they're accomplice to a crime or whatever. Pero this is unacceptable. Bitch, this is a wrongful conviction through and through. Pinaalis sila ng militar at ng mga tribal leaders sa kanilang paaralan. Inescort nila ang mga bata sa dilim, basically acting as their protector for the trip. Tapos nagpadala ng van para idala sa kabilang sitio. Tapos ang sasabihin nyo, they risked the lives of the Lumad students when all they ever did was provide protection and escort them and guardianship, along with, albeit much later on, transport. And that's only when the culpability of Castro and Ocampo began, when they intercepted the students and, put them in their van and, put or go to another sitio. Tapos ang kakasuhan pa ng child abuse is yung mga tumutulong. What? I mean, that is weird. This is unacceptable, pero they will appeal naman ang kasong ito. They only help after the distress calls from the teachers of the students. And this is a gross injustice to say the least. Kasi, again, they were just helping the Lumad students.
Nakahanda rin akong marap sa ating taong bayan na talagang wala po kaming ginawang child abuse. No, hindi po kami ng abuso dahil sa advocacy namin itong edukasyon ng ating mga kabataan at lumad, itong mga marginalized sector. Lalaban po kami dito sa naging desisyon hanggang sa Supreme Court.
Binigit namin ang assurance na lalabanan namin itong kaso hanggang ma-dismiss at kung magkakaroon pa uli ng anumang attempt laban sa interes ng mga katutubo, Mindanao or elsewhere, kami ni Catherine ay ready to provide assistance. Justice po, katotohanan ang tinitindigan namin.
Egay Erice, kinasuhan ang COMELEC. Kinasuhan ni dating congressman ng 2nd District ng Caloocan City na si Super Congressman Edgar Egay Erice ang COMELEC. And most probably, its chairman George Erwin Garcia ukol sa umano'y natanggap ni former Congressman Erice patungkol sa mga suhol umano para paboran ang Miro Systems na kamakailan lamang ay na-awardan ng kontrata ng COMELEC para sa halalan 2025. As we remember, yung Smartmatic, basta hindi sila yung kinuha eh. They were barred from basta. Sinabi ni Egay Erice na according to the Bahamas files, Bahamas, by the way, is known for its fiscal security and shady dealings na kanyang natanggap. Na meron raw 14 na bank accounts amounting to $15 million o 878 million pesos na pagmamayari ng isang opisyal ng COMELEC at kanyang asawa. Now, of course, he did not name anyone in particular, pero of course, ang kukuha or at least ang tatanggap or sasalo ng mga allegations na ito ay yung chairman ng COMELEC.
So, nung binuksan ko, may 14 accounts. Yung isang COMELEC official. 14 accounts sa Seychelles, sa Bahamas, Singapore, Hong Kong. At I think China. Ngayon, itong 14 accounts nito, yung iba kasama niya, co-depositor niya, yung kanyang asawa. Merong mga Miro officials from Korea naghulog ng pera. Nandito. Pati mga pangalan. Tapos, pinadala dun sa mga bangko. Natanggap. Ito detailed. Hindi ko lang papakita yung pangalan, pero ganyan kakapal yan. Detailed. Detailed yan. Pati yung date, time, andyan. Kung paano na-receive. Pati yung kanyang mga properties abroad.
Yung mga pinadala sa akin, yung pinareceive kaninang umaga, pare-parehas po yung font. Para isang tao lang ang gumawa ng lahat, may mga bago lang na account number. So yung account numbers lang ang pinagbago-bago, pero pare-parehas po yung font. Hindi nga, wala nga logo ng bangko, ni wala nga pirma ng kung sino man na nag-issue. Parang lumalabas, 14. Yun ay 14 doon sa 49. Pero this time, nagsama ng 6 na local accounts. Doon sa una kasing may kopya ko na meron ako, at the same time, doon sa binabasa sa presscon, wala kasing local accounts.
Now, kasama ito ng sinabi ni Sagip Representative Rodante Marcoleta, kung saan kanyang sinabi na sinuhulan ng Miro Systems ang isang opisyal ng COMELEC, ngunit wala itong sinabi kung sino, to which Land Bank themselves has said na walang account under them na nasa loob ng Bahamas files ang nakapangalan kay COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Mojica Garcia. No, wala sabi ni Land Bank, walang ganon. Or this yung nasa Bahamas files with the account number, tapos sabi nila na walang ganong bank account number under the name George Erwin Mojica Garcia, which is the COMELEC chairman.
Sinubukan muna natin ang isa, Land Bank of the Philippines. At dito sa Land Bank of the Philippines, napakaliwanag. Sinabi ng Land Bank, hindi nag-i-exist ang account na yan. Walang ganyang klaseng account. So ano ibig sabihin? Spurious ang account.
Also, Trump got shot. Tapos the Labour Party won the UK elections in a landslide. And also the leftist French coalition with Macron and some other far left, I guess you would call them far left people, won against the far right, Marine Le Pen or something. I don't fucking know, pero yun na nga. So it's a fun day, pero of course the fact of the matter is that it's a slimy or tricky, what do you call this? It's a precarious na coalition, and of course, since it's a coalition, they don't have the votes in themselves to actually pass a bill. They have to work or compromise with other people, and if they do not improve the material conditions of those na bumoto sa kanila, they will be vindicated, or Marine Le Pen and the Conservative Party, or even the Conservative Party sa US, will be vindicated na, of course, the Labor or the left just doesn't know how to do economics right. That the left doesn't know how to make the lives of its people better. Now, of course, nanalo si Keir Starmer, Labour Party. But, you know, even in a landslide, the main thing there is that they voted to bye-bye. Fuck, wait. Shit. Okay, I need to stop blabbering on and on and on. Now, at yan ang pagtatapos ng news and worthy recap weekly edition for roughly the 3rd week of July 2024. Mag-suggest more topics and or corrections to Robilitas if you feel I'm misrepresenting them in any way. Salamat sa panonood mga kabang. Avoid me, like, subscribe, and follow my links sa socials and avoid Joseph that would be linked down below. Sa susunod bili, of course, paalam. See me there. What if I have a chiseled jawline? Yeah, I'm not sure, but of course, July 2022 would be BBM's third. I think it's the third State of the Nation address. So I hope I could be of service and live stream it, but I don't really